Hey guys, it's Crumb and welcome to your easy Morytania achievement diary guide. So for this, you're going to need some coins, any tannable piece of leather, so a cowhide will do, a chisel, a pot, a bronze spear, a Wolfbane dagger, a rake, some bones, an empty sack, a watermelon, a bucket, a thin snail, and if you haven't completed the Ghost Ahoy quest, you're going to need a Ghostspeak amulet and 2 Ecto-tokens. As for skill requirements, you need 15 crafting, 12 cooking, 20 combat, 15 slayer, and 23 farming. If you're an Ironman, you will need 47 because you need to grow your own watermelon. For quest requirements, you need to have completed Priest and Peril and Nature Spirit. For recommended items, you should bring with you either earmuffs or a Slayer helmet. Also, it's recommended to bring weight-reducing gear and some armor, weapons, and food to kill a few sort of low-level monsters. For teleports, I recommend bringing with you an Ectophial and some way to teleport to canifis, so be that a way to get to a fairy ring and then using the code CKS to be able to get to the fairy ring, which is located just west of canifis. Or if you have ancient magics, you can do a Peril teleport, or additionally you could just use an Ectophial. Regardless though, you should bring an Ectophial if you have it, as it'll speed this up. Stamina potions are good as well. Also bring with you 1 Varrock teleport. Alright, to start with the achievement diary, talk to Lisebre and say, I have a question about my achievement diary. And say, what is the achievement diary? And then say, who are you? And then say, bye. So the first thing we're going to do is run northwest towards the ghouls. People used to train out here all the time. Back like 2013. Not sure if it's still an active training spot, but yeah, there's ghouls just northwest. We're just going to kill one of those. Not a bad amount of HP on them. And that will complete one of the tasks. Now let's use that Varrock teleport. And once we do that, we need to run to the east bank. So just east of the bank, there's this building here, the combat training one, and there's some hay bales. Use your sack. Use your sack on the hay bale to get a hay sack. Let's go ahead now and make our way back to canifis. So I'm going to use my quest cape for the Legends fairy ring. Of course, you could use whatever teleport to canifis that you brought. Now, if you're using a fairy ring, the code is CKS. So that's going to be how you can get back here, if you're using that. Alright, so once you're back here, let's run south. And we're going to enter the swamp, which is a task. You see, once we're in, you just need to run a little bit to the east and you will get the achievement task. Now, before we go any further in the swamp, use your bronze spear on the hay sack to get a hay sack with a bronze spear on it. Then use your hay sack on the watermelon to finally get a scarecrow. Let's go ahead now and head a little bit into this swamp here, going southeast. Otherwise, the ghouls can eat your watermelon. Now, once you see any type of snail, we need to kill that. And it's going to drop a some sort of shell. It also drops a thin snail, but we already have one of those. So you're going to get some sort of mire shell. Go ahead and take that. Doesn't really matter as long as it's an uncut shell. And with this, we're just going to use our chisel on it to make a little helm. So let's go ahead now and run up to canifis by going northeast. So once you're up here, you're going to find the Slayer Master just northeast of the town. We need to get an assignment from him. So if you already have one, you're going to need to cancel it. And once you get an assignment from him, that will complete the task. From here, let's run up to the Slayer Tower. So we're just going to go ahead here and travel west from the Slayer Master through the woods. So now we're just going to go ahead and make our way to the Banshees. So they're on the eastern side of the Slayer Tower, first floor. So you just need to navigate your way around these rooms. I swear there was a crawling hand pet in the Runescape 3 at some point. That might be interesting for old school, but... Alright, so here's the Banshees. Go ahead and kill one. Make sure your earmuffs or Slayer helm is equipped. And now we need to return to Canifis after killing the Banshee, so I will meet you. Alright, once back in Canifis, we're going to run to the Tanner, who is just north of the town here in this little building. Trade with him. And tan any type of leather, so soft leather will do, and you will get an achievement. Let's run just outside now. Equip your Wolfbane dagger and attack any of the villagers here. Make sure not to talk to them. This Wolfbane dagger will stop them from turning into werewolves. And once it's done, you'll get the achievement. Let's now teleport to the Ectofuntus. If you don't have this, you'll need to walk there. And here it is on the map here, all the way east in the little area here. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open this trapdoor, which is just to the west. Climb down it. Now there's a shortcut here. You can jump the weather wall. I'm not sure what agility level you need. If you can't, you need to run around. And we need to make our way to the bottom here to this slime pit. Going to use our bucket on the slime pool here to get a bucket of slime, and then we can teleport back up with our Ectophial. Once we're back up, climb up the staircase to the east. Now use, very careful, make sure you use your bones on the loader, then wind the bone grinder, and finally empty the bin. We can now go back down the staircase and worship the Ectofuntus, and that will complete one of the tasks. Let's go ahead now and make our way inside of Port Phasmatis. And let's run south towards the cooking range. So open up the door here and use your thin snail on the range, and you will cook a snail. Let's go ahead now and use our Ectophial once more. Now this time let's run out and go all the way west here towards the farm patch. In the very middle patch, in the flower patch, go ahead and rake that. Now we're going to use our scarecrow on it. That will complete another task. the last thing we need to do is pray at the nature altar. An easy way to get here is just to use the Shades of Morytania teleport from the minigame group finder. Otherwise, you need to run all the way through the swamp. I'll show it on the minimap here in a second, but you did a quest to unlock it, so you probably know where it is. So the nature spirit quest, it's right here. You can either run through the swamp or use the Shades of Morytania teleport and just run through this big wind here. So let's go ahead here and run a little bit west and just go through this big bend. I'll meet you guys at the other side. And once you're across, you see this little island here. We're going to jump the bridge to get to it. If you fail, it looks like you make it across anyways. Turn on a prayer, since to pray you need to have some drain prayer. And enter the grotto. And simply pray at the altar of nature. And that will complete the last task. Let's head back to Morytania now to claim our reward. Or not Morytania, let's head back to Canifis to claim our reward. Talk to the zebra. So, these lags will give you 50% chance of ignoring gas rather than attacking. I'm not sure if that's the lags or just a new perk now. And also you get 2 daily teleports to that slime pit beneath the Ectofuntus, along with a antique lamp which rewards 2,500 XP and a skill above level 30.